Hi, welcome back to the District of Command. I'm the host, Anthony, and we're going to be talking about the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Washington Commanders game. And it was a tough one for Washington, and it's an expression took one on the chin. But this is less of taking it on the chin and more like getting the jaw just ripped off, like it's a Mortal Kombat. It was pretty rough, but today I'm going to discuss the overview of just how that game went, and we'll look to the future. Is by the end of it, we'll look into the future. But again, let's just start back with the game, and the first drive went pretty well, honestly. If we would have played like that for the rest of the game, it probably would have been. We probably could have won this game, but we just can't keep it up. And some people are going to discuss how we did go for the first two fourth downs, but not the last one. And I just felt like it was the first drive, and you got 7 minutes off the clock, and you want some points at that point. And I think we just wanted to get the points. I think if we would have been like that for the rest of the game, we would have kept going for fourth. But since it was the first drive, that's why we didn't. And I felt like if we just get kept up, but we couldn't. It just didn't happen, and mostly it was because mistakes. If we're gonna look at a key thing while we lost this game, is mistakes, fumbles. There was an interception, but that was late in the game, and I felt like that was just like a desperate. Turnovers do count, but that's the one where you kind of put asterisk next to it. But all the other fumbles were just inexcusable, and they just killed us in this game. Like, there's no reason that the Eagles sort of scored 50 on us, but they did. But you know, it's frustrating, and going into this game, I felt very positive, and I felt the momentum, and it didn't carry us to the championship, obviously. But there's still a lot of positives. I think actually coming out of this game, I know it's hard to see him, but I think the thing is Jaden didn't lose us this game. He kept us in this game. I felt like if there is a way to be kept in this game, he kept scoring, and he got us to 23 points. Honestly, I think he was gonna get us to around 30, 31, because I think we had that drive where Eckler fumbled. I think we were scoring a touchdown, and honestly, probably going for two. And it's hard to say if we would have got the two, but I feel like Jaden was doing so well. I think we would have found a way to get the twos, and that would have got us down to a 3 point game. And at that point, anything's possible. And he's just getting those fumbles again. Eckler, that's the biggest one to me. Is Eckler. Like, you had the De'Ami Brown fumble, which is that it started it all, and then you had the McNichols, which helped the Eagles double dip within 2 minutes of the second quarter. And then because Eckler, but I think Eckler was like that's what put the nail in the coffin, and that's why I was just being very desperate at the end, like Luvu jumping over the line a million times at the end zone, which I don't blame him. I think some people have been being a little rough on Luvu because of that, but I mean like it clearly felt like a coach directive. Like I don't know, I'm not gonna say like Joe Witt said it personally to him, but I feel like it's something with the coaches telling him like, hey, do whatever you gotta do because they're within 1 yard, try to stop them as much as you can because they can only move the ball so much to closer to the end zone. And of course, it got to a point where I think we had to tell them to back off because they had that rule that I think not many knew about, where they can award the points to the Eagles because we're putting so much penalties. Which I just gotta give it to Lou, but he put a lot of effort into this game, and that drive to me really showed that he is a team player no matter what. And I hope he has a great season next year, and I think he will. And I really want him to be paired back with Bobby again. And I forget if Bobby's on contract or not with us still. If he is, it's great. But if he isn't, we need to re-sign him because I like Bobby next to Louisville. And I think like I said, I felt like Louisville had a good game. I think he had like almost 2 sacks in this game. Then again, like I said, Jaden, he did good. I will also Zach Ertz had a great game, over 100 yards. I think it was like 120, and that's really good. And it's of course playing his old team, so it's bittersweet for him because again he got to do it good, but at the same time we lost really bad. And it would have been different if I would have posted this video like 2 days ago because I would be talking about how Zach Ertz might be retiring, but he did. I think they announced that he is not, which I'm really happy for because I want him to be able to have another Super Bowl, and I think we can, whether it's next year or the year after. And that's how we'll discuss the future near the end more later. But again, Zach Ertz did a good game. Terry, not many targets, which I would like to see more. I think it's the big thing we need to improve on for next season. Is getting Terry the ball more. Because I feel like even though he had such a good season this year, I feel like we still were lacking throws to him. But when he got the ball, he got a touchdown, and he's still doing really good for us. And I think we got to re-sign him because he has 1 year left on his deal. Let's just get it done now, so you don't have to worry about next free agency. And I really like him. Obviously, he's the jersey I'm always wearing when it's game day. He's like the guy I like to wear because his jersey brings me confidence. Because I don't know, it's when there's like it's like superstitious kind of things where I'm like I have to wear the McCollum jersey. And I guess I would say one more key thing like players I want to talk about just player wise. I want to shout out to Tress Way. He had that fake punt in the game, and he's not the greatest passer, but he got the Ben Sanat, which hey, I like seeing Sanat making a play because I liked him when we drafted him, and we haven't seen much from him, and I like seeing Ben get that catch. And again, it's just now I like the fact that we did that fake punt. We have the statistic now that Tress Way has more passing yards in the NFC Championship than Dak Prescott does. So that is just awesome. And then another thing I was looking at here was because special team wise is we made all our kicks, which I think is good. Because there's gonna be the question is do we keep Zane or not? And I think he's bringing on at least for competition because I feel like we might be drafting a kicker later in the draft, this coming up draft. So we'll see where that happens. But I feel like Zane he did really well actually. It wasn't really a kick where I was like, I don't think he's gonna make it. I think all his kicks felt pretty confident for me, so that's good. But again, I think we're gonna talk about the mistakes that were made, fumbling, and even on the defense, there was many mistakes. The reason Saquon scored in that first touchdown is because Fowler trips over himself when the tackle just destroys him, and he trips, and for him tripping, it leads to Bobby or Wagner tripping, and that's just after that it's over. There's no help because at least if Bobby gets to Saquon, he may not tackle Saquon there. But he's making him either come inside or make him do it wider to the outside. So it could have busted up that play at least to enough where Saquon's not getting like a touchdown at least. Maybe like 3 or 5 yards there. And it's the stuff like that that hurts. And it leads to some questions on defense. I know some people are talking about Lattimore being really aggressive, but I think that's his style. He's going to be aggressive. And, he didn't have exactly the greatest game when it came to playing against A.J. Brown, but I still think he's a good asset for us to have going because he has 2 more years on his contract. And we need to see him get fully healthy and stay healthy. That's the thing for Lattimore. Just get healthy and stay healthy. And I think Mike had his moments in this game. He also had moments where he wasn't good, and just got to be consistent, and he wasn't. But I think the bigger glaring issue, and I think it's just something that let's talk about right now. We need edge rushers. We're talking about stuff I want to see. We need to bolster our trenches, basically. We need edge rushers on the D line. We need tackle, specifically a left tackle on offensive line. And it just felt like these were the clear things from this game is for the future, we need to get some edge rushers and an offensive tackle in the draft. Specifically for me, I want those drafted, not signed, because I don't really have much faith in the free agency class this year when it comes to those positions. If something comes, anything's possible. Somebody might get an issue with his team, and he's not re-signing, or he wants to trade. Stuff like that can happen. But always wasn't that. Unless those scenarios happen, I feel like we gotta draft those positions. And honestly, I think offensive tackle should be the first pick if it's the board. Because again, also the draft is always about what's on the board. But there should be a good tackle on the board at that point. And it's not. I bet you there's a decent enough edge rusher there at 29. Because I think we get the 29th pick. The Bills get the 30th. And we get the 29th. So there's that to think about. Heck, knowing our GM Adam Gase, he did a tremendous. I gotta highlight that this season he did a tremendous job turning this team. We were 4-13 last year, and he made us 12-5 in the regular season, and get two wins in the playoffs. he's doing really good, and I think he's gonna continue to do good for us. And I wouldn't be shocked. I will discuss this I think a little more in depth later, but I think we might have a trade. We might trade our 29th pick to get more picks later in the draft because it feels like something Adam Gase wants. Did I say Adam Gase? Oh no, I did not mean to say that. I did not mean to say Adam Gase, the former head coach of the Jets. Now I have to look it up because I'm gonna shoot myself on that. I didn't. I forget his name, and I think I kept calling him Adam Gase throughout this whole video. Just give me one sec. Okay, and I'm back. Sorry, I don't know how I messed this up. It's not Adam Gase, obviously, not the terrible head coach for the Jets and Miami Dolphins. It's Adam Peters I'm talking about. I don't know how I messed that up, but it's Adam Peters. And I'm gonna probably edit it in every time. It says I say Adam Gase, I put Adam Peters. But yeah, again, Adam Peters did a great job, and I hope he's gonna keep doing. But I don't have to say hope. I know he's gonna do good, and that's something. It feels good to have confidence once. Like for once, having confidence in the burgundy and gold. It just hasn't in my lifetime. I have never had this confidence before, and Dan Quinn's doing good too. And that's the thing. The big thing for me is when people are like, oh no, we should be scared. I'm not. I'm not scared. I'm not worried. In the sense of I feel like they're gonna come back, and yes, we have a harder schedule, but I know they're gonna be ready for it. I feel like they're gonna be tougher, stronger, and we're just gonna keep bolstering this roster up. And we got the coaches, we got the GM, and I think honestly we got a good owner now, and that's the big thing. We have a good owner now, and I think enough else to say again. I think just wrap it up. Go back to the game. It does suck that we lost to Philly, not because it's the NFC Championship. It's a rivalry, and they're in the Super Bowl now. And all we can look back and say it was us. We got them to the Super Bowl, and if they win, it's gonna feel even bad because we were the last team in the NFC to stop them, and we didn't. So that's gonna suck. But that means obviously some people asking who I'm rooting for. I'm rooting for the Chiefs just because I don't want to see Philly win no Super Bowl. I saw them win one. One of my best friends is a Philadelphia fan, and he didn't shut up for like 3 years. Heck, I know some people are still talking about that, so I don't want to hear it, and yeah, there's that. I might do a full video talking about the Super Bowl, so I'll save some comments for that. But other than that, it was a tough game, but we have a bright future, and I was gonna say like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time in the District of Command.